Labor Day falls on Monday, September 3rd this year, going into one of the nation's favorite holidays. Prices at the pump are expected to remain above last year's levels. Let's check in now with travel pro Janine Tornator for her Labor Day travel forecast. Good to see you, Janine.
Always great to be here.
Where are you today?
Well, I'm coming to you from New York City, which is one of our top destinations. And despite the fact that it is a hot spot for the holiday weekend, you can still find availability right here in the city, even at some of the more luxurious boutique properties like the New York Edition where I am today. And I have to tell you, Angie, I'm swooning over this property. If you're into history, and I think this is one of the things that you want to experience when you come to New York, this building is set in an iconic landmark property that was built in 1909, and they've transformed it into a modern property. They call it new luxury for the new generation. So it's definitely one to check out, and you should absolutely keep New York on your list for the holiday weekend. Now, the other destinations that are topping our list include Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, and Orlando. So people are really looking for these quick, easy city escapes.
I'm glad you mentioned the Big Apple. Traders come on our show and they mention that Wall Streeters head to the Hamptons for the weekends and especially the holidays. So that's actually a good time to go to New York.
You're absolutely right. August is one of my favorite months to come to New York because the locals tend to go elsewhere. So it is a fantastic option. Now, if you're looking for some other destinations over the holiday weekend, a couple of ideas on ways to kind of avoid some of those crowds. Number one is looking for destinations that are heading into their off season. Places like South Florida. I love Fort Lauderdale as an easy weekend option because you have multiple airports right there to choose from. There's so much to do just in the easy vicinity of Fort Lauderdale, and you have fantastic iconic properties right on the beachfront like the W Fort Lauderdale and the Marriott that's on the beachfront right there. And another key is really looking for those hotel promotions. There's a lot of them going on right now that can really help you offset some of those holiday weekend costs. Look for those 4th and 5th night free from brands like the Westin and the W, and then also look to sites like Marriott.com for free breakfast promotions. You'll find free breakfast at places like Fairfield Inn and Spring Hill Suites, the 4 Points. So there are a lot of different hotel brands that you can look to save on some of these weekend promotions.
How about travel overseas? The dollar is strong against the euro and the pound, making it less expensive for Americans to head to the UK and Europe.
Well, overseas travel is popular during the summer. It's one of the high seasons. So I always recommend if you can look to that fall shoulder season, if you're thinking of traveling somewhere like Europe, you will see less crowds and prices tend to dip around that time.
You also have some ideas for empty nesters. What are those travel tips?
Well, this is when they're dropping those kids off at the college and the universities. So now they find themselves with more opportunity to do some longer travel or even weekend travel and try some new experiences. So there are a lot of easy ways to do that. Number one, I say look for a destination that really appeals to your senses, whether if you're into, culinary offerings or wine or sports. Look for those destinations for those easy local opportunities to get involved, but also look to the hotels that are in those destinations. There are a lot of great properties that offer so many things right in their vicinity. Places like in Vermont, the Green Mountains, where you can head to Leaf Peak this fall. It's one of my favorite places in the Northeast. There's iconic properties like the Equinox Resort that are known for their outdoor activities, but they also have things like the Orvis Fly Fishing School right on their property and the Land Rover driving experience where you can learn to take those vehicles off-roading. So those are the types of things I think empty nesters can now take advantage of that their kids are back in school.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you as always, Janine.
My pleasure.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.